Alright, we'll see how much wind noise fucks me here. Not too bad of a day. I spent the morning, I spent most of the day. I changed the oil in the 1600 now that I finally got filters. Got the oil changed in 1955, did some other maintenance-y crap to them, but the views were kind of dropping off on the shot videos, so I'm assuming guys are getting burnt out, so I didn't bother filming it. But, I was going to film this instead because it's too nice of a damn day out to be in the shop all day. And I'm going to get ready for next weekend's project because it's so nice out. I mean, it's so nice out that if it wasn't for the fact that it's kind of breezy, I'd be in a sweatshirt right now. I tried it, but it's just cold enough. It's like, eh. Anyway, these are kind of going to be the focus of attention for at least the short term here. Got a pair of 575 hydraulic reset plows. That one came from over by where I work. We bought that, shoot, I think the year after the 1955 showed up. Something like that. We've had that one a while. And then this one I think showed up the year after. And the plan is the 6 bottom I want to drop down to a 5 and fix this one up to pull with the 1955 and the 1950T, because right now we don't have a plow to fit behind either. We got that 4 bottom pipe plow, but 4 bottoms that ain't enough. Technically, if you go anywhere else in the state of Michigan besides here, you could pull a 6 bottom with either one of them tractors. But we live on ground where 5 bottoms would make 120 horse scream for mercy. So that's why I'm dropping this one down to a 5. Plus, I don't want to work the shit out of them. They've lived their life once. There's no sense in making them do it again. It's just for fun now. Well, I say that. I want to start working some all-bore plowing back into rotation on my tillage. I at least want to do 1 field a year. I did a small field this year with my 66, and I forgot how much I missed my all-boarding because that's probably the first time I'm all-board plowed in... Well, I guess I went to a plow day last year. Year before last. Yeah, year before last. This last year it got snowed out, of all things. So, yeah. And this one is actually the newer of the 2 plows because it's got the white decal with the black letters like that. This plow is actually going to be, the 5 bottom is going to be a parked plow. I'm sorry I'm walking around here a lot. They're tucked in on each other and hard to get a good shot of. So yeah, this plow, actually one of my friends that I went to school with, her neighbors had it and they were going to scrap it, and they had it on the trailer, and she told them that she would take it, and then getting it back off the trailer they dropped it, and we're pretty sure they actually sprung the frame. And this one this old girl seen better days. She the pull rod for the lift is all jacked up, and the steering rod is all bent, and she's lived a rough life. That plow over there is pretty straight, but it spent all of its life on sand. So that one probably never actually, well, to tell you how easy that ground pulled, the guy that had that 6 bottoms pulled it with an 1850 gas, of all things. I couldn't imagine feeding that for 10 hours a day. Holy crap. But anyway, I've already taken, well, when I set up this 4 bottom over here to pull, I set this plow to pull on land with the 1800 because I got it narrowed up enough to straddle 30-inch rows. And I did a video on how I set this up, so you can go back and look at it. But in order to get the geometry of the hitch to work right, to get the plow to pull straight and still be over far enough to pull on land, I had to take the drawbar and mast off of that 5 bottom to put on that 4 bottom. And then the drawbar off of that, which is a fixed drawbar welded right to the kingpin, is on this. So I've already started stealing parts off of it. But I need the 3 coulters to put on my 7 bottom to make that complete. And other than that, really all I'm gonna do is, this one's getting stripped down to the frame. I'm stealing all the cylinders off of it, all the frogs and bottoms on it. I'm taking the tail wheel and tail wheel assembly off, and pretty much everything on it that's not frame is staying, and everything on it that's part of the frame is probably just gonna get scrapped, because like I say, we're pretty damn sure it's actually bent. And actually don't remember, that moldboard's pretty good. That moldboard's got a little bit of life left in it. Really, as long as they're not really eroded. That moldboard's good. Moldboard's the expensive part. That one's kind of feathering, that one's kind of feathered. She's got some life left in her, but that one's feathered. And that one's damn near new. That one's almost full width out on the end. So, yeah, the moldboards are good. And the unfortunate part is both plows, the cylinder rods are pretty rough. I don't know how well they're gonna clean up. This one's not bad. And that one's not bad. I don't know, I'm hoping between the 2 plows I can come up with enough decent cylinder parts. If not, we're going to be into making new rods, which they're pretty simple. They just, I don't know what, I'd have to take one apart to know how they did the piston, but all they did on the outside was bored a hole and threaded a rod to put this eyelet in. Which, not going to lie, on Oliver's part was really stupid, because these things are known for breaking, because the rod will turn and it'll thread the eyelets out and they'll snap off. The guy that we bought this plow from said he always had issues with that, and he gave me a bunch of brand new, actually I got a bunch of brand new parts for this plow. I got a full set of points, I got a bunch of eyelets, I think I got some shins. I can't remember what all he gave me when we bought this plow, but yeah. So, push come to shove, we can machine new rods for it. They should be pretty simple, depending on what they did inside them cylinders, and for what they are, I doubt they got too complicated with them. So, and I don't even think, I guess I should have, I think all the moldboards on this plow are good, and I don't think the points are too bad either. And technically, if I really wanted to, I could, if they fit the beam, because my 7 bottom, which I'm actually up in the air whether I'm going to knock that down to a 6 or leave it a 7. I might leave it a 7. The 150 will pull 7 fine. The 2255, I don't know, we'll see. It'll probably stay 7 for now, but technically if I wanted to, I think I could put all the stuff on that. No, I can't, because that's got the arch on the back of it. I don't think you could get these brackets on. I was going to say, I think I'd have to come up with one more bottom worth of parts, but I could probably convert that 7 bottom over to hydraulic reset, but I think that one's got the arch on the back to strengthen the backbone. I think that would get in the way of the cylinder mounts. So, and for anybody that doesn't know what a hydraulic reset is, basically you got a hydraulic accumulator, and these are all single acting cylinders, and basically all the cylinders they act like a shock. And I guess we'll start basic here, and we'll kind of do a little bit of a plow lesson real quick. I wish I had an automatic spring or a spring automatic reset to show you, but those plows are expensive as much as I'd like to have one. So this is what you call a toggle trip, and unfortunately you can't see what's going on, but the beam has a cutout in it that a spring-loaded wheel sits in, and that's what holds the bottom in place. And if you ever strike a rock or something hard in the ground hard enough, it will overcome the advantage that wheel has to hold the beam, and it'll trip it, and it'll lay the bottom back so you don't break any points. And on that one, if you trip the bottom, you got to set it back on the ground and back up to reset the bottom. And those all work. I tore all those apart and freed them up a long time ago. And actually, we'll look at the 7 bottom up here, because it has a little newer style of that cushion trip, and some of the parts are exposed. You'll be able to see a little bit better what's going on. We got too many damn plows, I'll tell you what. We were talking about it at work the other day, because there's a couple other guys there that collect tractors. I think one of the guys said, man, we got 9 plows, that's too many. I was like, ha, those are amateur numbers. But anyway, this is kind of the same deal. You got some spring tension on the bottom, and this is your trip, and if you hit a rock, it will, and it's got to be a shock load, it will push this out and the bottom will roll back. And that other plow is pretty much the same thing, but they crammed it all inside of the beam, so you can't really see it. It ought to be fun freeing all those up, 7 of them, holy shit. But this is why I don't think I can make this one hydraulic reset. That's going to be in the way. And that. Oh, I guess I can't take this down to 6. They got number 6 and 7 tied together in the same beam. I thought they were singles. This is a double. I'm pretty sure it's going to stay a 7 bottom anyhow, because I know the 150 will pull it just fine, and by the time I get done playing with that thing and make it what I want it, that ought to handle it just fine too. It's on land, so I can run dual. Traction shouldn't be an issue. But anyway, what I got to get done right now is I got to get that 5 bottom dug out to where I can get to it, which is actually, this is what I wanted to do last weekend, but I forgot that I had the loader tore apart. I want to get that 5 bottom out where I can get to it with a tractor, so that next weekend I can drag it down to the shop and strip it for parts. And the main goal is going to be to get one of them cylinders off and apart and figure out what we need to do, because that's really, as long as the accumulator is okay, which there really ain't a damn thing wrong to go on an accumulator. All you got to do is recharge it. And Dad, because of what he does for his business, he got the stuff to recharge an accumulator. That one's all welded together though, so it could be interesting. We'll see what happens, as long as the seals aren't blown out of it, really. But yeah, other than that, all I gotta do is I got one coulter that needs replaced. That guy. Actually, if I want to get them all the same size, I guess I gotta do that one and that one, because the one on the drawbar would have never been that big, because it would smack the first bottom. And I think I was actually going to look at that. I had to put new coulters on the ripper, smaller ones, because when I ran the coulters all the way up and actually started using it, the bastards were hitting the frame and stopping and dragging corn stalks. Took me a minute to figure that out, because you pick it up out of the ground, you had like 1.5 inches of clearance between the coulter and the frame, but you set it down on the ground, there's enough slop in the coulter arm that it would come up and hit the frame. So I put them VT coulters on there. Those work real nice. But as long as the bolt pattern's the same, I think, yeah, those might be too big, actually. Have a look-see. Yeah, maybe not. They look big off the plow, but you get them on the plow, they probably look about right. Yeah, other than a couple coulters, pull the coulters apart, repack the bearings, put new seals on them if needed, and they're probably needed. Pull that bottom off and get some cover boards for it. That's really, in all reality, all this plow should need. Oh yeah, them are the same. They're shade bit bigger, but you get them on there, I don't think you'd ever notice. As long as the bolt pattern's the same, and it looks very, very similar. Except I can't swing the coulters around, kind of like I can swing. There. They're a little froze up. Anyway, I'll take care of that problem anyway. I got coulters left, so. But I've talked enough. I think it's time we get to work on moving some shit around. Hoping I can just pick the chisel plow up with the tractor, so I don't gotta hook the 3-point up. And then I'm hoping I can leave the field cultivator where it is and just kind of up and over with the plow, but we'll see what happens. I'm sorry, I realized I got sidetracked and never finished my fucking bottom trip story with the plows. I got a bad case of blue shiny squirrel syndrome. So you got your cushion trip beams, like those other two plows. On these guys, you got a hydraulic accumulator that you pressurize with gas, and obviously something inert so that it's not doesn't have any possible explosion hazards. Normally they're charged with nitrogen. I actually don't have a book to know what Oliver recommended you charge these with, but it's probably the same thing. And you pressurize the hydraulic system, and they equal each other out, and then that will hold the bottoms in the ground at your working depth, and there's enough room in the accumulator for any hydraulic oil in the cylinders to escape. And if you hit a rock, it will push the bottom back, push the oil into the accumulator. When you pass the obstruction, the pressure in the accumulator will push the oil back into the system, push the rod back down, and automatically reset the bottom, so you never have to stop plowing. And if you want to see how that works in practice, get on YouTube. Well, obviously you're already on YouTube. Search for a video called The Colorblind Plow, and it's a video that Oliver made to promote the 565, 575, basically the welded box frame plow series. And they have, at least I'm pretty sure it's in that video, they have a spot, or they have a test plot where they buried what I'm assuming is pipe or something in the ground, and they plow over it and they show it tripping all the bottoms. I'm pretty sure it's in that video. So yeah, anyway, that finishes that story. Now we're gonna start moving shit. tractor everybody likes seeing. I gotta find me some hitch balls. One of these things has got them. Yeah, they're on that plow. Hopefully, yep, there's. I got a good set on the chisel plow, but normally they're kind of stuck. Oh, come on. Speaking of stuck, golly. Well, that one might be stuck too. Son of a bitch. Oh. I guess you're looking right at a bowl, ain't you? Tells you how long it's been since I used this plow. Actually, I think last time I used this plow, I had a video of it. Well, shit. Guess we'll throw this one back on here and hope one come out of the chisel plow. This is why I just want to buy a quick hitch. Forget all the 3-point balls. Okay. I'll get it. Hell, there's one. These balls are about shot. Huh. Figured sure as shit they'd be stuck. Why can't it ever be easy? Well, I'm glad I grabbed the junk ones because those might not come back off. I had to beat them on with a hitch pin. So I got to get my cylinder hooked up here. Plow lost the damn hose pole, so just kind of got to roll with it. But it's going scrap, so it doesn't really matter. And I gotta extend that cylinder a little bit. With the linkage all effed up, the pin wouldn't line up. And she should be ready to fly. Oh, that sounds great. Oh yeah. clicking for now. I'm really surprised that back tire's not flat. Right here will work. See if I can swing her in just a little bit here. That'll do. Wrong way. And there you go. That'll do that. Like I say, it's gonna be next weekend's project. I just wanted to get everything out where I can get to it. And that 6 bottom, I can just back right up to it and hook on. This one was a little bit more of a challenge, obviously, so anyway, I'm probably gonna work on the Super 55 tomorrow. I'll probably actually make a video of that and an update on the fuel pump. So I guess that does it for this one. We'll catch y'all on the next one.